Thank you for joining me on this episode of The Shortcut Podcast, a show about the long and short of the filmmaking process. Joining me on this episode is Bella Zoe Martinez, a young, brilliant filmmaker who also happens to be on the autism spectrum. Her film, Once More Like Rain Man, is a comedic reflection of her journey through the audition process as an actor with autism and the trials and tribulations of navigating Hollywood as a young actor. Bella graciously joined me in the Actors Lounge at San Jose International Short Film Festival after a long day of travel, a late night watching the opening films, and probably not as much sleep as she'd have liked. I do want to mention that as we are in the lounge, you will hear the sounds of other actors and guests chatting in the background. And you may hear the occasional roar of an engine driving by outside. So I hope it doesn't interrupt your listening experience too much. And with that, please enjoy the show. All right. Hey, it's whirlwind day for me as well. Pancakes are tomorrow. Okay, fair enough.
And French toast.
I have not had French toast in a while. It is one of my favorite breakfast dishes.
It's good.
My mom used to make it like an entire loaf in batches.
Yeah.
Cinnamon and freeze it and charge it.
Sounds awesome.
So I do that sometimes on Sundays.
Fair enough. All right, well, we'll jump right in because I know we have a little bit of limited time before they close this lounge up. So thank you for joining me. Welcome to the podcast. Today with me is Bella Zoe Martinez.
Hey.
Thank you for joining us. And why don't you first introduce yourself and your film?
So, hey, my name is Bella Zoe Martinez, and my film is Once More Like Rain Man. It's basically about an autistic actress from the audition day from hell and trying to make a future that has her in it.
Okay. So I watched this Thursday night, and I loved it. Thursday night films are always kind of the best films. To be perfectly frank, it's the opening night. We really want to make a splash. So I think it was fantastic to watch. It was really interesting, and I really enjoyed being able to see from another perspective. I myself am not autistic, so it is a foreign world to me for the most part, and I really appreciate you showing us a little bit of that.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm autistic, so it's my entire life, honestly. Like, my siblings are autistic as well. They animated the end credits. I had to tell them to stop killing me because they did it Looney Tunes style, but then again, it's siblings. Of course they're gonna try to do something like to annoy me.
Yeah.
It doesn't really change autism or not. They just get more creative.
All right. Well, let's jump into the film process itself. You wrote and starred in it.
Yeah.
How did that come about? What made you decide to do that?
I've always just kind of liked writing and just doing stuff. I'm pretty artistic as well, being autistic, and just I love making things. I can't stop myself from making things. I'm an artist. It's just that compulsion to just make something. I've just always loved. I'm a huge fan of like animated media, but I have like a couple live action films that I like as well.
Okay.
I just really love making things, and I remember like making a lot of like YouTube videos when I was younger, and just that love of creation is what really just got me going, especially like after I got like bullied in the 6th grade. Acting was kind of like therapeutic for me.
Okay. So you've been acting for a while, I take it?
Yeah, since I was like 13, but if you count my whole life, masking is acting.
Accurate. Very accurate. Let's talk a little bit about that. So I'm assuming then that this film reflects a lot of your personal lived experience.
Some of the auditions are actually based off real auditions and real conversations, especially like the one towards the beginning of the film with they're shooting at her like goes at the fire escape and like evades of the bullets. Like that's actually based off an actual audition I had. That was based off a real conversation.
Wow.
I won't say which audition it was.
Nope.
Like those sure, like they were just misinformed on that part, like because that character was my sister. My sister will outlive God trying to get the last word in. It does not matter if she's being shot at. If she has a burning question, she will ask why till the end of time, and it will turn into why you're yelling at me.
Oh, wow.
Just her brain works way different than mine.
Yeah.
She takes everything literally. My brother takes nothing seriously. It's like living with all four Marx brothers mixed with the old guys from the Muppet Show.
I do like the old guys from the Muppet Show. They are some of
He's my personal heckler. He heckles me every time, without fail.
Does that help you in your process as an actor?
Yeah, actually. Well, he wouldn't heckle me on set. That's different.
Okay. But I mean, but at home, does that kind of prepare you for dealing with other people, you know, the randomness that can be producers and directors? Yeah.
I'm chaotic myself. There's no normal in my household. I live with the insane asylum.
All right. So this is your debut written short film?
Yeah.
Okay. Where to next? What are you planning to what do you plan to do next?
We're hoping to make a feature version of this film. Like, everyone's pretty excited about that. There's also a supernatural western in the mix.
Ooh, really?
Yeah. Basically a vampire buying, like, a human sheriff off the gallows. And, it's in a town full of monsters. Just trying to have him solve her father's murder.
This sounds like a lot of fun. I love the idea of mixing genres like that.
I'm not ashamed to mix genres. I love mixing genres. Like, I'm a huge fan of, like, indie productions, especially indie animation, and just seeing those is just it's so cool. And I'm like, why isn't there any supernatural westerns? That would be kind of cool. That'd be kind of funny. And just that one spawned. And I just have a whole, like, I'm just always creating. I have, like, a animated thing that I might do, like, in the future.
Are you gonna work with your brothers and sisters or your siblings on that one?
I'm not sure on that one fully, but like, I mean, they'll voice act in it maybe, because they do that. I voice act as well.
Okay.
I love voice acting.
What was the process like working with your siblings? I know it wasn't on the entire film, but on, like, the animation at the end.
Oh, they definitely gave, like, notes. Like, I fought to keep it in the end credits, because I remember, like, everyone else was scrambling to make sure, like, we got 15 minutes on the dot, because if you get it over that, then it's harder to get in some festivals.
Right.
And, like, I'm like, guys, this is my siblings. You can't just cut the animation from the credits. That's why it goes turbo speed at the end.
Yeah.
But they had way too much fun at that, and I could tell.
Well, tell me a little bit about the process here as a writer and an actor and star. What was it like going through and finding the right director for this project?
It was, Suzanne was actually the one that put us up with Sue-Ann. And we just kind of called in a lot of favors because we knew a lot of people, like, because Hollywood is all about connections.
Right.
And Sue-Ann and I just kind of hit it off immediately. And she's so goofy. I love her. I love Sue-Ann. She's great.
When you presented her with the script, was there any rewrites? Did she go through it with her director process? How did that work?
There weren't many rewrites, but, like, I remember when it came to the actual, like, doing it on set, I remember, like, some adjustment of some lines, but it wasn't necessarily a bad thing. It was just making sure it stayed true to the actual source material and the story.
Gotcha.
And, that wasn't just, like, from Sue-Ann. Like, I remember Matt, like, readjusted some lines just to make sure, like, it didn't come off, like, as, like, a certain way, just so, like, you know, like, it was great.
I'm assuming you're pretty happy with the end result.
I am, actually. I really love it.
Awesome.
We ended early every day on that set.
Wow, that is very
it was accommodating for, like, both the neurotypical people and the neurodivergent people. Like, we could take breaks.
Yeah.
And I broke Hollywood. And, like, it was, like, because accommodations were built in. And for some reason, Hollywood's scared of accommodations. And it's just basic human needs. And I'm like, bro, what are you so scared of then?
Yeah.
Because, like, with the people that have been in this business longer than me, were like, we could take a break. And I'm like, yeah. You don't need to burn yourself out, buddy. Go sit down.
That is super common with us. I mean,
And,
I'll be honest. I guest directed a series in China earlier this year, and they don't have those kinds of restrictions. And it was definitely interesting watching by, like, the 6th day. There was a lot of burnout, and I think there's a reason we have those rules. But even here in California, in the U.S., people, especially in indie projects, run right past that whenever they can.
Yeah, I can tell. Just, like, thinking of, like, that, like, geez, nightmare.
Yeah.
That's the real nightmare feel. It's like, for like people on the spectrum, it's not always about like it's always about daily life. That's kind of the nightmare fuel for us, because some people really do talk around us or at us, but never to us. It's not exactly a fun experience.
Well, do you feel like you were able to present that pretty well? I mean, I would say from my perspective, it looked like that came across in the film, but do you feel that it was authentic?
Yeah, I do.
Good. So this isn't your premiere, but you're on the film festival circuit right now.
It's for an Oscar qualifying run.
Right. But I mean, like, where are you off to next? Are you guys touring around, following the film to different festivals and enjoying it, audiences?
Mostly, kinda, yeah. But not with all of them, because sometimes we can't make it to that festival.
Right.
I mean, understandably so, but still.
And this one gets a little special.
There's a thing with like Easter seals that's going on.
Easter seals. I'm not familiar with that.
A disability charity.
Gotcha. It's a disability charity?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, very cool. So how many of the festivals are there festivals you've gotten into that are specifically for neurodivergent people, films about that?
Yeah, actually.
Can you tell me?
Yeah.
Museum of Moving Image.
Yeah, Museum of Moving Image. Like I was thinking of that one.
What has it been like going to a festival that is specifically for people with the same issues? Has there been a lot of like camaraderie? Have you found like a lot of films that are like this? And
actually, yeah.
all right, let's see.
I mean, people really do care about what they see.
Yeah.
And I wanted to change on how like stuff was presented, so that's kind of what I did.
Yeah. Well, I think you did that very well, actually. So you're looking at a feature coming up.
Mm-hmm.
How's that process going? Are you finding some traction with people yet, or are you just kind of working the film festival circuit?
Great. It's doing great so far. Like we had a meeting about it before coming here, actually.
Oh, very cool.
Didn't you do the budgeting thing?
We have the budget and the schedule where I'm not telling you, don't turn down money.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, it's funny you say that. I had, you say don't turn down money. I actually had a conversation with a fellow filmmaker yesterday about the fact that sometimes, we do a lot of stuff for money in this business to make ends meet. I'll take jobs that I'm not super passionate about, but sometimes there are certain jobs that you turn down and you say, you know what, I'm not willing to do that. I'm not willing to take that particular step or put myself in that situation. Has that ever happened to you for jobs like this? And it seems like maybe some of the auditions in the film.
Yeah, actually, I have turned down some auditions because of like it making me pretty uncomfortable or like the subject matter. But it's not because of the subject matter in general, but like it was because of like how like some stuff was written and it just didn't feel great.
Yeah.
I've turned down some auditions because of that. Like I knew like some of it like it's like because of that gut instinct of it feeling kind of iffy.
Yeah.
Or like I remember like one audition that I had was for a film I think was officially called Cha Cha Real Smooth, and I didn't get that audition, but I got pretty far. It's for a character named Lola. That was one example that I can give that of an autistic character being pretty bare bones at first until like I did something with it.
Oh, very.
That was honestly the hardest part of auditioning with that character because they actually rewrote it based off what I did for my performance.
That's awesome.
I mean, I didn't get I won Sundance. I didn't get the part sadly, but like I'm still happy I was able to do at least a little something.
Yeah, you had influence on it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, and that's got to feel, yeah, like you said, really good that like you were able to help bring some authenticity to a character like that.
Yeah. Because every character doesn't matter what like how I approach writing characters is basically they're not one note. Like, just because, like, if they have a disability doesn't mean they're not any less of a character. Like, they just happen to have a said disability or, like, some type of, like, whatever it is.
Yeah, some difference.
Some difference. It's not a bad thing. It's just a part of who they are. And the rest of their character is the rest of their character. And that's who they are as a person. And 40% of the cast and crew, off and on camera, were some form of neurodivergent.
In your film?
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. Did you specifically cast that way? You were looking for neurodivergent people?
Kind of ended up that way.
Very cool. So that was just natural.
And What's even crazier is like unemployment rates for people on the spectrum or like any form of disability is higher than normal people.
Right.
Like for normal people, it's 4%. You want to guess on how high it is for neurodivergent people?
20-ish?
No.
Oh, higher? 30?
Try 85.
85%.
Try almost 90.
I would not have. Wow. Okay.
I was horrified when I found out. I'm like, what the actual frick?
Yeah.
Guys, what are you doing? We're cool. What do you mean? Huh?
That is.
I was actually flabbergasted. I was gobsmacked.
I understandably. Well,
I was like, huh?
you helped bring a little bit of that tiny number of that down a little bit with this film. So
Yeah.
that's awesome. Speaking of, you just said what the actual frick, and I was really amused by the constant tallying of the F word throughout your film. Is that something that you just came up with, or is that something that's happened to you in real life?
My sister is the language police.
Gotcha. Okay.
With some people on the autism spectrum, they do have a problem with the word fuck.
Okay.
Like, it's mainly because, like, when we're younger, like, some people on the spectrum, like, hold rules to a very high degree because, like,
Gotcha.
We're told you can't say bad words.
Yeah.
And they just cling onto that like a leech.
Yeah, that was a
'cause,
rule.
like-
It was told to me,
like,
and that's what it is.
That's what you told me this, and that's what it is, and you're breaking this rule, so you can't do that.
Right.
And because you told me I can't do that. It's kind of why I didn't really watch some shows when I was growing up, like some sitcoms, because I'm like, why are they acting like that? Real people don't act like that, and I just leave it alone and just go do something else.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd internally twitch every time I see it, because I'm like, what?
Yeah, it broke the rules. It graded on the established norms that you were familiar with.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
I'm not as rigid as my siblings, but like, still, like, I mean, like, some things still happen, like crazy stuff. I know Matt, did some improv, especially with the pens.
Yeah.
He was, I remember that, and he was just trying to make us laugh. And the reason we couldn't use some takes is because he got us to laugh too hard. And I remember one take, he was like, I'm going through a divorce. And Sosie was like, I'm single. And there's a pause. It's a trick. She's not a nice person. It was so funny. The thing that we couldn't use was with the montage, with a group of nuns walking down the street. It was like 2 nuns. I love telling this story. It was crazy. My mom saw it, and like everyone in the crew saw it, but they didn't remember which F I was gonna say. And my mom was like, "Oh my gosh, she's gonna go scream fuck at a bunch of nuns."
Wow.
And it ended up being another F word. It was 14. But I'm still mortified. Like, oh no, because I went to a Catholic school.
Oh wow. Well, but I mean, it worked out.
I mean, I went to like 5 high schools in 4 years. Not because I was a bad kid, but because of lockdown and because of people being very not great.
Yeah.
And the 16-year-old being the only adult in the room. I had to school myself for an entire semester because they wouldn't let me in and they were lying on my report card.
Oh wow.
Because with special ed kids, they get paid more if I show up. And that's not a great thing. I have a rocky relationship with that.
There seems to be a lot of things that we don't experience, people who are a little more neurotypical. Yeah. So do you think some of those things are going to come out more in the next iteration?
Yes, actually. I included some of that in, actually.
Awesome.
Because that's actually very important just for people to actually understand of, like, how some of this actually affects other people.
Yeah.
Because, like, seeing other perspectives is what Hollywood is all about.
Absolutely.
And understanding of where people come from.
Yeah.
Like, because, sure, you might have lived, like, a semi-normal life, but sure, with some chaos mixed in between, but, like, understanding where people come from is the greatest strength storytelling has in general.
That is
because
well said.
What storytelling is all about. It's taking you to another place, another world, and that is the greatest gift that storytelling has to offer.
Well, I really appreciate you providing us with your perspective on that and putting this out there. I know that it probably took a lot of time, a lot of effort, A lot of stress, I'm sure, was involved in it.
I offered some of my own artwork in the film as well. Like, I actually drew that drawing live on set. That's in the sketchbook.
Oh, so that is your art. I mean,
That's my art.
It looked like you were actually drawing it. But
No,
sometimes
that
you can't
was
tell.
my actual artwork. I drew that.
Very cool. And literally on camera, on set.
Yep.
Awesome.
And another thing is that I wrote the song that's in the film. That's actually something I wrote
was wondering
at
about
14.
that. It seemed like it was really specific to the movie, and I was like, there's no way you just found a song like this out there.
No, I wrote it. I'm still experimenting with songwriting because, like, when I was younger, like, I'd always try to break down songs, like, that I actually liked and try to figure out how the heck do people actually do this? Because, like, there weren't many, like, creative classes that I could find, like, in, like, middle school or, like, elementary school. But, like, but my mind was always trying to pick apart stuff and try to figure it out because I couldn't find... Like, I loved doing stuff. I guess I've always been creative. I've just always been wanting to, like, it's just that creative itch of just wanting to understand things. And that song is called Distant Goodbyes.
Well, I think we're getting a signal to probably start wrapping it up here. So I want to say thank you so much for joining us today. Thank you so much for bringing your film to us. I hope you enjoy the rest of the festival. And when that feature comes out, I look forward to seeing it.
Thank you.
Awesome. With that, that's the rest of our show. We'll see you on the next one. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
This has been another episode of The Shortcut Podcast. If you're listening early enough, you can find Bella's film, Once More Like Rain Man, playing on the festival circuit. And if it's been a while since you tuned in, you may instead be looking for the feature film they plan to produce based on this proof of concept. I'd like to thank Bill Hargreaves and Sinoi Hinojosa, the founders of San Jose International Short Film Festival, for providing us with the opportunity to bring you these episodes, and I'd like to thank you, the audience, for tuning in. My name is Christopher Lee Denise. You can find me on Instagram and other social media as @LocalCinematic, on YouTube as The Local Cinematic, and in real life, wherever great films are being screened. Thanks again for listening, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.